just clean out the truck and we'll take it down ready for some seed. Leebrook seed. Concern, but I guess nothing to worry about. Just that that plastic blower, it just sucks the shit away from the radiator. Just a fraction loose on the shaft there. Interesting. But apart from that, okay. No, nothing to be concerned about there. Back at it. Yeah, I don't know. The fan seems to be going okay now. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it was the sensor or I put a bit more grease in the various speed and a bit of silicon lubricant on the thread there. So I don't know. Not sure, but it seems to be going okay now. It was given the impression it couldn't hold the revs yesterday, but yeah, just who knows. Bloody hell, there's some ryegrass here underneath. No wonder we went bar 2 that last load. Not so good, but we got rid of it. Some Leebrook seed. Nice and high above the truck, but we got it in the centre, so that's kind of good. Oh, we're steadily making our way through this. We should finish here tonight. I don't know whether we get shifted to the next paddock. We'll see. Just a little bit of stuffing around to do that. But yeah, probably still got, I don't know, 8 or 9 hectares. 3 by the clock, but probably going to make about 8 or 9 more. It looks pretty clean too. So I'll have to reap a little bit more, but this will nearly be enough. I think it's full. Anyway, whatever we don't keep for seed, we'll probably might save a little bit for the stock, but we'll see. Look at that moon. Well, that's the paddock, another paddock wrapped up, so one more barley to go, and I think well, it's steady going because we've only normally expect to reap barley sort of 30 plus tonnes an hour, but we've only been sort of 22-ish because we're trying to clean it up. We're actually driving by the repeats elevator. As you will see, we choked it a couple of times, so that wasn't so good, but yeah, one more paddock of barley to go. About 105 or 100 acres or something, and probably onto the beans if the weather goes the way they're talking. So yeah, all of the excitement. The old right moon there. I'll save ourselves a job in the morning. I unhook the header, so I guess we'll run it home and fuel it in the morning. Either take the ute home, pick up the battery for the auger, charge that, and come back and get the truck. Very good. Well, look at that. So we're just trying to work out how we're going to get the header in here, because it works better if that paddock's already repped, but we're reaping the barley first. I mean, the obvious answer at some days to have a gate across from there to there, or have this wider at least, but it doesn't always work even then. Well, we won't get much reaping while it's like that. It's bloody raining. Alright. Hydraulic oil. Yes, there's coolant in it. It's starting to mildly warm up. Plenty of coolant. Yep. I'll just blow this dust off. Header seems pretty right. Just going to take it home and get some fuel. I'll just check the comb before I go too. So take the comb home and weld that up, because yeah, we had a couple of them do that last year. That's no good. Others worked out alright, so a bit of a pain in the bum. Yeah, so looking here, grain loss is actually pretty good. For such a high wind use, pretty impressed. I was slower going, but it cleaned it up. could have been a disaster. But yeah, bloody hell, it was bad. Ryegrass was terrible here. Probably about as bad as we ever had it, I reckon, but I'm actually very pleased with the sort of job it did on it. Look at that, just mat of it. Still yielded not too bad for you either. We'll definitely have some spraying to do next year. That's like kicking the can down the road. Would have been a good year for a seed terminator. Then again, heard of blokes having issues with it. It's been a bit of green stuff and that, and they don't like that, so I don't know. Just do what you can, as always. Alrighty, to home, and let's weld that little strip up. Yeah, I've got to do some welding. I've got to weld something on the header comb. We're welding up today. These I had to do about 2 or 3 of them last year. They don't really do much. They're just sort of guides, but they don't actually do an awful lot. So, but you don't want them loose and broken. So we're going to do them up and weld it up, and away we go. All welded. Oh yeah. But spatter is like, ouch. My beautiful, beautiful flesh. My God. Oh well, we've done it. I reckon we're ready to head out. Just after we fuel the header, of course. We got it there. No need to cut the fence this time. That's good. Oh, it was a bit tight. A little bit hairy. I shoveled a little bit there because I didn't want to capsize the bloody thing going over the bank. But no, excellent. Should be good. Walk home and get the header. Run home, walk home. Need the exercise anyway. Right, you ready for your trip? Well, we're here. Oh, I don't know, did I take any footage of that? Put that in there, it's starting to wear a hole, so stop that deteriorating any further. Got a bolt. Anyway, we'll move this out of the road now so I can start reaping finally for the day. Bloody hell, it's after 4 o'clock. Where's the day gone? And we continue, bin shifting manifest. So I'll probably take about 4 over for now. That's what I rep room for, and then we'll see how we go after that. Other one, I've got to change a tyre, it's a bit low, and the bin I've got out here, yeah, isn't empty, so it's all we can do, but it does take time. I'll end up losing about an hour or so over this, so oh well, you can only do what you can do. Ah, shizen, we finally got all these, well, 4 bins that should do us for tonight. We get them nearly full. That'll be good. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A bit of it so far been a little bit disappointing. It's same variety, but it just hasn't been so good. I thought it might be a bit better, but early days, we'll see how we go. We did in this area have a couple of rounds where the fert wasn't working properly at seeding, so where the if you remember back, I'm not sure whether I had it in a video or not, but had some issues with the fert lines blocking, so that might be, it is about this area, so that might be why it's a little bit poorer. Don't know, we'll see. Oh, it's going better now, so that's nice. At least it's not, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my yield monitor, but it was out by a mile, so maybe not as big a disaster as we thought. Going to go a bit lower because it's cutting, some heads leaning over and cutting them off. Oh boy. Oh, this is more like it. Now we're talking. Way more gooder. Pretty. Just shooing it off still. 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 Getting a bit done now. Had a few issues with the fan speed again. What I can tell, I tried all sorts of different things. Just more grease. Apparently, there's a 100-hour nipple where you do it every 50 hours, but obviously hadn't been getting enough. Put some grease in it warm, and that seems to have fixed it. So I don't know. I've got no idea. We'll see. Getting a little bit breezy for night, but hope it's not a sign of what it's going to be like tomorrow, today. It's 12:30. Well, I guess we'll see, but forecast isn't that bad, but they are talking about fire dangers, so that's not so good. Yeah. Hopefully we don't get any wind that breaks Barley off, because we're nearly finished, but like to go home and have a sleep, and we would finish it today pretty comfortably, actually. Well, that's it for the night. But what's interesting, we didn't get a proper start until about, well, it was well after 6. We were at more in that sort of 6.5 hours, and we did in the corresponding barley crop here in 2016 with the old head. We did starting at about 9 in the morning and going through till about this time. Anyway, there's a few lights still around, but others have gone home. I think I'm going to go home too, get a nap, and big times ahead. Good night.